at eXperience. I'm Corey.
I'm Hoyt.
And I'm Jerrod Guillory.
Got Jerrod here today. He's a comedian, local guy, and we're going to talk about his shows and what he's got coming up. And hopefully he'll make us funny here.
Before we talk about any of my shows, guys, I got to tell you one thing. There's a new rule. New rule starts now.
What's that?
And the new rule is, if you use any type of profile picture to get a date, like on social media or dating sites, if you're using a picture,
right,
it's got to be no older than 90 days.
No,
it's got to be 90 days. 90 days can't be no older.
No 10 years ago.
You know, and I understand, ladies, you know, this is not picking on any one type.
No, men
like
too.
A big, small, it doesn't matter.
Right.
90 days.
90 days.
Now, you can fix your hair and wear makeup because that travels. But you can't bring a Facebook filter to the bar. You can't. So you can't use them. Use them. So we got to follow that. This is going to be the Truth in Photography Act of 2019.
Right.
That's what we got to do.
I say we cut it back to 2 weeks. I'm just saying.
No, man. I gained about 20 pounds in the last 90 days. Let me go 90. Let me go 90.
Right. If you like me, you like to eat food. Of course, we're out from Louisiana, and we talk about food here, too. So we'll definitely talk about it. How did you get your start?
Actually, my start in comedy is kind of strange for most comedians. I've always saw humor in everything. You could laugh even on your worst day. And my grandfather, when my grandfather passed away, was the worst day of my life. It was horrible. And we was all sitting around after the funeral. And my uncle walked in and he made a joke that my grandfather would normally say.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was the funniest thing I ever heard. And I realized I can laugh today, I can laugh any day.
Yeah.
So I've come to realize that laughter is the absolute foundation of happiness. Yeah. So if you make somebody laugh, you got to be happy.
That's right.
You know, and I used to be a bouncer in a nightclub. And this is
not you.
No.
A bitty guy like you.
Too small for that. But no, I was a bouncer in a nightclub. And we had a comedian that would come in on a regular basis. And we clown around just like we're doing now. And he said, you ought to try this. And I'm like, all right, I tried. And I liked it.
Sure.
So he's like, come again next week. Next week, I freaking bombed. Like I was horrible.
Yeah.
And he said, one more time. You got to try it one more time. So I did it the third time, and it was funny. And I just realized I was in love with it. So that's it.
Oh, what do they say? Laughter is the best medicine?
That's it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man.
It is. That is good. How long you been doing this, Jerry?
I kind of have a weird career. Mm-hmm. I started when I was 19.
Yeah.
Did it for about 9 years, and then stopped. You know, got married, had kids, had to do the family thing, and I stopped for a long time. And then a few years ago, the company I was working for sold, and they severed me out. And I've always wanted to go back to it, always wanted to do it. And I told my wife, look, we got this opportunity. I want to try again. And she was like, absolutely, go for it. So the deal was I was going to try until the check ran out and go back to work.
Yeah.
Check ran out a long time ago. but I'm still trying, and I'm seeing some progress, and I mean, it's where I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've made some changes to the show that it's more family friendly. And I think more than anything else, my kids get a kick out of going to school and, you know, that question, well, what'd your dad do? Yeah. You know, they can't wait to say, oh, my dad's a comedian. They're like, no way. So then they can whip out, you know, their phone and look, that's him.
Yeah.
You know, they don't think nothing I do is funny, but I think it's still claim me, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what got me into it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Well, what influenced you to start, besides, you know, wanting to be young? I mean, any...
I think my influence is I'm going to take it the route of who inspires me. Even though I am not a R-rated comedian, I don't curse, I'm PG-13. Richard Pryor is probably one of my strongest influences just because he had the audacity and the actual guts to say the things he said.
Yeah.
I like Richard Pryor a lot. George Carlin, just because he can make you feel stupid and you still think he's funny. Yeah. And he's insulting you the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're still good with it. Yeah. Robin Williams was also very strong to me.
Genius.
And So
all those guys really
honestly, that whole group of guys, and I used to love to hear the stories that they could never get a good camera shot on Robin Williams because every time he did a live performance, it was different. And he just lost his mind and was all over the place. So they could never get a good shot on him because his camera people who saw him last night was laughing too. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's just so strong.
Red Fox is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
I have a story about LaWanda Page.
Come on, go ahead.
Yeah, Red Fox, Aunt Esther. When I was 19, I got the opportunity to open for LaWanda Page.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely incredible, live stage show. And after the show, and I'm going to have to change some language and not say the right word.
Yeah.
She comes up to me and she said, right before she's about to go on, she said, "Baby, you can take a joke." I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "You sure you can take a joke?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Okay." And she walks out, and I had just come off stage. I opened for, I was right before. She walks out and she says, "The little boy that was here before me, y'all thought he was funny?" Oh, people clapped. Yeah, right, great. "Y'all thought he was funny?" So they clapped again. "Y'all thought he was cute?" "Yeah, he might be cute." And she said the F word, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
She said, "But he can't screw." And the whole first 20 minutes of her show was how bad I was in bed. You know what I mean? I started to doubt myself. It was so bad. I couldn't get a date off of that tour to save my life, I promise you. And it was awesome. It was so incredible because it was so genuine. She had me believing. Did I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was strong. It was awesome.
Did I forget something happened last night?
I didn't drink that much.
She used it as a butt of the joke.
Oh yeah, but at least the first 20 minutes.
You threw yourself under that.
Yeah. Next time anybody asks me if I can take a joke, absolutely not.
No.
Nope.
Welcome to my world. I got 3 brothers, because you can imagine.
So tell us a little about your history, Jerrod, where you grew up.
Grew up in Grand Marais, Louisiana, and I still live there. Matter of fact, I moved out of my parents' house into my parents' old house. And I live 2 doors down from my parents. I've always been very connected to the family. I grew up in Grand Marais. I've got to travel. This has led me a lot of places, but I have no desire to live anywhere else. This is where I live. If I have to go to Southern California to do 6 months of shows, I'll go for 6 months, but I'm coming home. I grew up here and I love here. I love the people. I love the way we interact with each other. The little town I'm in, once you turn about 16, you're an adult. So everybody, I can have this conversation with somebody 21 or 80.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a real cool experience, and I just love that. And it's a place where everybody has a nickname.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just across. I know somebody called Zidal.
Yeah.
I know a lady called Nigai, and her son is Zigaboo. And you have to tell them that. That's what you call them. That is their name. It's no disrespect. It's their name. You know what I mean? And it's so fun. My dad had 4 nicknames. He was Pod, Polycon, Plug, and Makeda. And I don't know what any of them mean. But that was just the way it is.
We got people like that at home. My mom and dad talks about this guy. They called him Pooh Salah, but he got the name because they had a car broke down and they was trying to push it to start it. And he's in the driver's seat and pushes in the back. Pooh Salah, Pooh Salah, Pooh Salah.
well, we got a badum because he fell out the bed when he was a kid and it made the badum sound. We got a badum. We got a few interesting ones. We got a cackle because he laughs. We got a kachu because he sneezes a lot. And look, if any of y'all watching this, don't call me. Y'all know that's your name. Don't get mad at
threw
me.
you under the bus.
Yeah. Don't get upset.
Well, I'll tell you what, y'all hang out like a hare and a biscuit. We're going to be back with Jerrod in a minute. Thank you. And we back. We're talking with Jerrod today, Guillory. And Jerrod was, I don't know what we were talking about.
I think we was talking about a pulala or something coming in the back. And you see, pulala was in it. And things like that happen. And Monka Dud is probably, he dumb as a brick, man. He can't pull pee out of boot with the directions on the bottom. But he's about 6'4", about 140 pounds.
Yeah.
He burgundy because he's been in the sun so long. Got the long Jerry curl with no activator. If you know him if you go to the trail ride, you see him down there, and he stutters horribly. You know what I mean? He talks, Jerry, stutters horribly. Well, him and one of his friends was in a car riding down the street, and he was driving, and his partner Skillet was in the passenger seat. State trooper pull him over, and the state trooper runs up to the window, push the window down, and slap straight across the forehead with a billy club. ran around the car, slapped Skillet 2 times. Wow, wow. Skillet said, why you did that to me? He said, I know why you boys from Louisiana are. You're going to go 3 miles down the road, you're going to look at the driver and say, I wish you would have hit me like that.
You hit me like that.
So he did. You know what I mean? Simple as that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Having grown up, having grown up in Louisiana, Jerrod, what's your favorite dish?
My mom's crawfish etouffee. And man, y'all not gonna send her a copy of this. Because man, my entire life, my mom's crawfish etouffee was like incredible. My mama said she was cooking crawfish etouffee, had to have it. It was incredible. I found out how she made it, man. 2 ingredients. It takes like 10 minutes.
You better not.
But I'm done with that because I mean she'll never cook it again.
How to hit on yourself.
And my mama, my mom believed in physical discipline growing up, and I do talk about it in my show. And I gotta deal with I will never lie. If I tell the truth, she can't get mad at me. But because of my mom was such an awesome person, and we had colorful discipline, I got a lot of stories. I mean, she really did hit me with a raw piece of chicken. You know what I mean? No, dude, I'm telling you, she was seasoning and cutting the chicken one day, and I'd done something stupid, and she just popped me in the face with it, cayenne pepper like to burn my retina out. She had a knife in the other hand, so I'm glad she didn't stab me. Right. Then she showed me the piece she hit me with, baked it, and made me eat that piece. And I mean, that messed with me violently.
You still don't look at chicken?
No, chicken is special. She did hit me with her car when she was 16 on purpose. I was 16. She told me to stand in the driveway while she started the car. I did. Can't call my mama's bluff, bro. So she hit me with the car. So I can't talk about our crawfish etouffee. I can't tell a secret, but I'm thinking about doing a cooking show. For men who try to get booty on the first date. So I'm gonna make a bunch of easy dishes that look complicated, and crawfish etouffee is like number 1.
Well, if we'd have known that, we'd have had you cook for us before.
Bro, 5 minutes, I got you.
Next time you're here,
probably got everything you need in that cabinet.
Absolutely. Was your mom a religious lady?
We grew up in the Catholic faith, and we're all Catholics. And we all do our thing, and God is number 1. And somewhere in the Bible, they said that, spare the rod, save the child, somewhere in the Bible. No rod has been spared.
They used every one of them.
He's been spared from being brutal on you.
I bought a few others.
Spoons and chicken.
Spoons. Spoons is my friend.
The wooden spoon or a metal spoon?
Anyone she can get at. That big stainless steel when they do with gumbo. It's been upside my head quite a few times.
You wanted to talk to us about Creole Magazine, bro.
Yes, Creole Magazine is.
I got to help you out.
Y'all gonna make me lose my sponsorship. I'm laughing at it right now. Creole Magazine is out of London, England, and they do sponsor my comedy. And it's about 175,000 subscribers worldwide. Sure. It's growing a lot, and it is a lot to do with the European people wanting to visit Louisiana so much. Because they have made the connections between the European Creoles and Louisiana Creoles, and they like to share a lot of the culture. So they come down every few weeks and spend some time with us and interview different people in Louisiana and talk about our way of doing things versus theirs. And I think we hooked up about a year ago. They did a feature article on me and my comedy and my family. And now they sponsor me. So all these pictures you see of me standing in front of Creole literature, it's part of my sponsorship. And they offer me advertising and include me in a lot of their projects. And I love it.
Well, it's wonderful to hear that there's a company specifically in Europe that, is gearing their culture towards ours.
They're looking to make partnerships with Louisiana. And it's awesome.
It is wonderful.
Really good people.
That's another reason why I wanted you to bring it up. Not to mention your sponsorship, but...
you got to work that in. I got to keep it. I did it. I mentioned y'all. I worked it in.
And we'll talk about it again later. I'll put some stuff up on the show at the end of the credits, so maybe you can check their Facebook, webpage, whatever it is they have.
Yeah, and it's it's an awesome magazine. I mean, it's almost Playboy quality without the pictures.
We'll have to
Hint, 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 hint. You know.
It's probably got some good food pictures in there for us Cajuns. That's
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of good food pictures. A few recipes.
yeah.
Jerrod, you got any shows coming up or any appearances?
I do a lot of different things. I Houston Improv every now and then. My next big one, we classify the shows as two different ways. A small show is 20 minutes here and there, however it works. The big show is usually theater or casino shows.
Yeah.
The next big one will be at the Municipal Auditorium in Morgan City on March 16th.
Oh, that's great.
It'll be a very good little guy that started open for me. He's out of the Opelousas area. His name is Chris Lazard. They call him Just Chris. He's our opening act. And then this time I'm going to do a joint project with Sean Uncle Luck Bernard, who's doing awesome on social media right now. He's got some videos and
great.
He's doing real good. He's up and coming, doing awesome. And then I'll finish out the lineup. So it should be about a 2-hour show at the Morgan City Municipal.
When you told me you
Auditorium.
did an hour and a half show, man.
Yeah, my normal set is 90 minutes. Now, depending on the video, on the venue, they may want me only to do 15. It's up to them.
Sure.
But the big show or a show that I'm a feature or a headline is going to be 90 minutes.
Well, that's a lot of material.
Well, actually, I kind of get stuck in talking, and most of the stuff I talk about is true.
Yeah.
It's very true. Now, I might throw a little exaggeration on it a little bit, but when you come in from that true part, I can just kind of run with it because I'm not making it up as I go. I'm just reliving stuff. The chicken comment I made earlier is true, guys.
Yeah.
I don't want no, I'm a little old for Child Protective Services.
We're going to talk to your mama now.
Yeah, hey, that's the deal. I
want
the
that
deal
message.
is I have to be honest. I can tell any story I want as long as I tell the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot easier to do 90 minutes when it comes from the truth. It comes from me. I tell stories about raising my kids, taking them on vacation. Oh my God, vacations with children are unbelievable. You know what I mean? I went to Disney World and almost got in a fight with Winnie the Pooh, and thought I was in the right. You know what I mean? So it's just it's incredible, and it's just fun to relive those things and go through what we all go through.
Yeah, well, we talked about it in a previous podcast and shows that, Louisiana cooking, the whole family thing, it's part of the way we entertain people. So, the show it's about the entertainment experience in Louisiana, but that's also about the family and people that get together every day and for Easter.
Well, that's the cool thing about Louisiana. My friends, I have friends that moved away, and that's why I said earlier, I never move away. I have friends that live in other places, and they can't wait to come back. And the people, when they live there, I got a particular friend, Kevin. He's in Los Angeles now. His wife is the actress Denise Booty from Maurice. So they're in Los Angeles now. And he talks about how he have to establish himself when he gets somewhere because everybody think he's nuts.
Yeah.
And he's like, why are you doing this? That's just what we do. You know what I mean? And they can't see it because they see him as the most intrusive person in the world, because if somebody across the street is trying to move a couch, he's going to help.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh man, I'm just coming to help. Why? I want to. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun.
That happens to me too. I've been in New York City and a girl fell in front of me. I'll never forget. It was there was ice everywhere, and this girl falls over, and I go to try to pick her up, and she just looked at me like,
yeah, what are you doing? Yeah. Got in the field?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
The little guy was there standing, I'm like, what's that all about? He goes, bro, people around here ain't used to that.
Yeah, you can't do it, man. You around here, somebody fall, you don't pick them up when they get up, they're going to hit you.
Yeah, exactly.
You better pick them up.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree.
Well, Jerrod, besides being a comedian and father, what are your other interests? What you like to do when you're not?
Well, I would say I like to, but I've come to realize that when I'm not comedian on stage, I'm comedian at home because my kids are nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the things I got to deal with here, I got 3 daughters. I don't get to pick anything.
Bless you, my son.
You know what I mean? I even got a female cat. We have a male dog, but he's gay. You know what I mean? So comedian is it. I have no other interest. It's either make somebody laugh or I'm going to start crying.
What's the dog's name? Lucky Charms?
Man, my dog is named Odie.
Odie.
A male dog named Odie.
That's a gay
You know what I mean? He's gay. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, oh, you're right.
Probably the best dog you ever had.
He don't do nothing.
Yeah.
He's sweet.
Well, y'all, it's been fun hanging out. I'm Hoyt.
And I'm Corey.
And I'm Jerrod.
So until next time, y'all give a hoot and a holler to Coot and Collar. Have a great day.
Thank you.